I'm really happy that we're having this opportunity to talk one-on-one at last. Because, when we're together always with the other kids and with Mr. Leon. And there have been a couple things I've been wanting to talk to you about, just you and me.
Imagine if life was as easy as following a map. No wrong turns, no dangerous intersections, no detours. Unfortunately, there is no such map for life. And for many of today's youth, their journey begins and ends on a road to nowhere. But there is hope, a path for those at risk of losing their way, a path where they'll find support, caring, and love. It is a path across ages.
I'll keep in touch.
Now, that's what you said the last time we talked on the phone. I've been meaning to call you, and you haven't called me for a long time. So what's up with that?
It gives the young fellas some support, and because myself as a young fella, a lot of the older guys took me under their wing, you understand me, and kept me from going too far adrift.
Dropouts, teen parents, substance abusers. Not just yet, but it could happen. They're called children at risk. These are kids growing up without much of a chance in the world, until today. These kids are taking part in a project called Across Ages, coordinated by the Center for Intergenerational Learning at Temple University.
When we recruit people for Across Ages, we look for people who are willing to give of their time. When we say time, we're looking for about 4 or 5 hours a week. Talking to the young person on the phone, taking the young person out, sharing a meal with the young person. We want you to give of your time. But most importantly, we would like for the people who are involved in Across Ages to listen to the young people, to the problems that they have, to anything that they would like to share with you as an older adult.
It's been a very rewarding experience for me. She has been sharing with me from a child's perspective, and I've been sharing with her from an adult's.
I hope to have an impact on Lauren's life, that she will understand the meaning of a good education, and it would help her to acquire the goals and have a career and be something that her parents would be proud of.
Being a mentor is a good way to pass on something to the kids. It's a good way to stay young. It's just a great way to give something.
And that's what we're looking for when we ask for the mentors to come in, just to be a listening ear, a very good support to these kids, and don't judge them.
There's the caring element, there's the sharing, there's the keeping in touch and the contact, which I think is very important for today's child.
They have the experience and the know-how that they can pass on to some young person who is in need of help. This may be a young person that they fear. And by getting to know that young person, that young person getting to know them, they can dispel those fears and come together, and the young person may be set on the right path to a very positive life.
Mentoring is a tremendous responsibility and requires a great deal of support. Across Ages staff help maintain and monitor relationships through frequent phone conversations and monthly in-service meetings.
So we start with people 55 years of age and older, and we find that that age is not a threat to the kids' parents that we're dealing with. We look for someone who's sensitive. We look for people who are willing to go into the classrooms, who aren't afraid of dealing with some of the issues that the children are faced with today.
You may never have a warm, wonderful relationship with Mom, but what you want, it sounds like, is for her to be willing enough to at least know where he is when he's with you and not to prevent him from going. If you and the child are able to connect and you're able to meet and to do things, I would really kind of focus your energy on the child if that feels comfortable to you.
But still in all, you have to let the parent know what you want to do or what you want to do.
I had suggested to Melba early on that she just, because I know you were having the same problem, that she invite the parent to do something with her just by herself.
Each time that we've been out to the school, and the little kid would just love to be touched. One time he got my hand and put my hand around his shoulder, and he said to me, "Are you going to come back next Friday?"
Yes, I have actually spoke to Alice about her relationship with Nikisha.
We model collaborative problem solving at all levels of the program. The Across Ages staff works together to solve problems in the same way that we ask the mentors and children to do together. Start this morning by addressing the issue that you raised with me last week, Dick, about...
Another one of the major components of Across Ages is service to the community, which includes visits to nearby nursing homes. Students prepare for their nursing home experience through a unique classroom program called Instant Aging.
Some of the misconceptions that kids have about older people is that they're all mean, they're all grumpy, they don't allow kids on their property, and they all live in nursing homes. But through the Across Ages programs, the kids found out that many of these misconceptions are not true.
One of the reasons that we're doing this with you is because you're going to be going and visiting with people who live in a nursing home. How many of you have either been in a nursing home or know somebody who has been in one? Okay, how many of you have been in one yourself? Why don't you raise your hand? A lot of you. So you're going to have a chance to go in and visit and really be a friend to somebody that's feeling pretty isolated right now. So you'll have a chance to make some new friends with people that are very, very different from you.
Instant Aging is a role-playing program that helps children develop a real understanding of how the aging process affects the mind and body.
We had glasses on with Vaseline on lens.
Glasses with Vaseline. What else did we do?
We taped our hands together, acting like old people.
Okay, good. And what else did we do?
We had put corn in our shoes.
That's right.
And I
Good.
said, why?
And then, why was it that we were doing that?
Because we wanted to see how old people feel and how they can be disabled.
What you're going to be doing after the next couple of weeks is that you all are going to be going into a nursing home and you're going to be visiting with the people who live there. And many of the people who live there are there because they've had strokes, or they've had heart attacks, or they've had accidents, or maybe they have Alzheimer's.
By devoting time to benefit others, children see the impact their actions have on the world around them. Community service is an important way to boost self-esteem.
We host a variety of programs, games, educational events, life experiences, which will socially connect our students to the residents. Our residents here offer a host of historical information, guidance, lifetime experience that our children can benefit from.
We introduce ourselves so they know our names, and we just got to know people. We played one activity. We had one activity. It was a wheelchair race, and it was one group that won. We had fun.
We did some competition with the wheelchair race, and we did quite well. And then this beautiful little girl came to me and handed me this duck. And she says, "I'd like to give you this as a present." And I says, "Oh, that's beautiful." And she put her hand out. And I says, "No, you deserve more than just a handshake. How about a hug?" And her name was Deneen, and I won't forget her.
He said, "I love you." He had never seen me. He said, "I like you an awful lot." I said, "Well, thank you. I love you too."
And that's what I like about relationships, especially with kids. You start something with them and you're not sure how they like it, and they moan and they groan, but then they go home or wherever they are and they start to reflect, which is really great.
This program also teaches young people problem-solving techniques, such as the 6 steps to avoid a fight.
There was an incident today when my students were returning from lunch. There were other students in the hallway, and a fight was brewing. And my students who have been through the program were able to diffuse what could have been a very explosive situation just by using the 6 steps.
Across Ages helps teach children how to make intelligent choices about drugs and peer pressure. The Full Circle Theater, a group of volunteer actors, turns classrooms into theaters of learning. These interactive sessions are called Smart Kids, Smart Choices.
We use music, we use movement, and their everyday experiences, and as long as they've learned the first step, which is stop, calm down, and think before you act, we've done our job. And what we want to do is each group will have
a step that they need to build a presentation around. They have already been assigned to your group leaders, and today we're at step 6. The group leaders will go over that and discuss that with you. Can somebody tell me what step 6 is? What is step 6? Go ahead and try the best plan. That's right. So small group leaders, you have 7 minutes to come up with a presentation with your group on the step that you have already been pre-assigned.
We can do this right now. What happened? What y'all want this? Oh. And I feel mad.
Like if me and my friend or start fighting or something, in my mind or in my head, I would say stop, calm down, think before I act, and breathe in, say cool, and breathe out and say chill. And then I would walk away and think of the consequences if I would have did what I did, if I would have started fighting. Small kids, small choices teach kids like me how to resolve conflict and how not to get in fights.
He got up in my face, said I was messing with his sister or something. I was like, man, I ain't even gonna fight you. I just took a deep breath and I just said, man, I ain't gonna fight you when I went in the house.
The 6 steps at school, the way I use them, one day there was this boy sitting next to me and he likes to pick at other people, so he just came to me. And I just didn't let it get to me by using the 6 steps. And I moved away from that trouble, and he doesn't bother me anymore.
One of the most important goals of Across Ages is strengthening the bonds between children and their parents. By creating events and activities that are fun and entertaining, Across Ages has been able to bring more and more parents into the picture.
Across Ages Family Day is an opportunity that provides the students, the mentors, their family members an opportunity to enjoy activities outside of the classroom experience.
My son really needed a mentor. Since he's been in the program, things have worked out very well for him. I see a change in his behavior, his attitude. The mentor is consistent with him, which means a lot because he looks forward to it, so he's never disappointed. He does his chores because he knows that his mentor is coming to take him on special events, and it's just been a godsend.
Does Across Ages really work? The looks on the faces of the children tell the story. But you'll also find answers in studies and reports. School attendance and grades are up. Poor behavior in the classroom is down. Across Ages children feel better about themselves and their relationships with peers and adults. Across Ages children know how to say no to drugs.
I see different changes in my children. Things like thank you, which I've never would have gotten from them before. My girls are a little more courteous. My boys don't fight in my classroom as much. They think now before they react.
I think that I have accomplished the goals of being in someone else's life beside my own family and to be of aid and assistance to someone else.
The Across Ages program has changed the way I feel about older people because you cannot judge them by the way they look. You can judge them by the way they are inside, and you have to get to know them to know what they're really like.
There are no guarantees in life. No one can predict for certain what path the child will follow. But for these children at risk, the future just might be a promising one. Across Ages has given these kids hope and a head start in the right direction.
I'm kind of happy that you and I met in this program. And I'm going to do everything I can to continue this relationship and hopefully be there for you in the most positive way that I can.